Now, what I'd like to do now is introduce Nicholas Tseros. Thank you. Nick joined Police Bank as the Chief Member Solutions Officer in November 2021 and has over 10 years of experience in finance and banking. I've got a few more decades on that, but we won't go there. Nicholas has previously held positions at the regional bank with Beyond Bank Australia and head of retail and strategic partnerships with Bank Vic. He has long been aligned with Victoria Police through his work with Police Legacy Victoria, Blue Ribbon and the Police Association Victoria. In addition, he has volunteered his time both as a member of the Board of Directors and as the chair of the Millennial Committee for Hope Street Youth and Family Services, a non-profit organisation that supports young people impacted by homelessness. As a senior leader, Nicholas understands the importance of supporting the police and the police families' financial well-being. Nicholas is a leading example of Police Bank's values and mission of serving those who serve the community. Pretty close to our value as well, which is serve before self. So, without further ado, Nick, please take the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Bit of an echo, and hello to all the people on Zoom. Great to be here with the Rotarians of Sydney on this glorious day. I thought I got away from the Victorian weather coming to Sydney, and I've entered the 1 in a 1,000-year storm. So great to be here. So as I said, my name is Nicholas Tseros, and I'm the Chief Member Solutions Officer at Police Bank. I'm in charge of everything related to our members, whether it be their police banking experience in the branch, their conversations over the phone, the use of our app, and the ordinary everyday interactions we have with our members outside of the bank. My job is to ensure that those daily interactions we have with our members we ensure that our interactions with our members, who we are and why we exist, to demonstrate our commitment to those members who serve others. I'm one of the youngest members and executives on the team and one of the youngest in the mutual sector. I'm also one of the most progressive mutual bankers in the industry, and I mean what progressive banking means to me is being people-focused and member-obsessed. I'm a very proud Police Bank member and employee, and I consider it a privilege to work for an organisation that serves those who serve. Although I'm new to my role here in Sydney, I have over 10 years of experience in banking, in the banking industry, and I have a history working with police mutuals, having worked with another police bank in Victoria. And as Glenn mentioned before, I've also been fortunate enough to be part of the Police Association of Victoria before joining the Police Bank of New South Wales. So every morning I get up and go to work. I go to an organisation that holds a clear vision, a clear purpose and strong values. We serve those who serve others. You'll hear that quite a bit through my speech today. It is also a privilege to work with and for police, our AFP and our Border Force officers. Police Bank was created in the early 1960s at a time that major banks viewed police members as liabilities. Why are police officers liabilities? Police officers carry weapons on their hips in those times and still today, and carry themselves into high stakes and often dangerous situations. Major banks at that time didn't want to risk any of the loan losses, and then God forbid, if a police officer was injured or killed in the line of duty, and that debt couldn't be paid back, that made it almost impossible for police officers to secure the loan and to secure finance, and those loans typically didn't have a lot of collateral to secure the loan in the case of a home mortgage. Not being able to get a loan made it difficult for police officers, as loans for vehicles, home improvements, or maybe a boat or a motorbike were hard to come by. So in 1964, a group of police officers from the Clarence Street Police Station here in Sydney decided that they would meet their own needs through the creation of Police Credit Union Number 1, which today is now known as Police Bank. Just as Rotary Club Sydney unites people to take action that creates change, these officers created lasting change through the founding of Police Bank. They decided to pool their resources, with many of them investing their own money to lend to the fellow police officers. Imagine the risk that they took, and imagine at that time telling other people that you wanted to start a bank, all those naysayers saying how crazy they were to even think of something. Imagine even saying that today. Police Bank sets itself apart from the top 4 Australian banks because we are a member-owned organisation. We don't have shareholders, we're a not-for-profit, with every cent earned being reinvested into the bank with the sole purpose of creating products and services that support and empower the well-being of our police, our border force, our AFP and their families. We strive to provide a better banking experience to our members, and like other mutuals and banks, we offer our members a variety of products and services. These include traditional banking for things like cars and boats for personal loans, traditional savings accounts, online and digital banking, home lending, term deposits, credit cards, general insurance, and as well as wealth services from our sister company, Chelsea Wealth. That being said, Police Bank is different from the other major financial institutions. Police Bank is different because of our members. All those members that we mentioned before, our bond from police, the AFP, border force, and their families are different. This unique group of people have a difficult job, and we understand that our members don't need any more challenges on their daily lives than what they're faced with throughout their workday. At Police Bank, it's our job to make sure that our members' experience is a positive one every time. We're there on the day that our members graduate, all the way through to the day that they retire, and so on and so on. One small example of being different to the majors is how we've incorporated police policy into our credit assessment. We recently engaged by the Police Association in New South Wales and learned of the hardship of their police officers that they were faced during the nature of their work, or due to the nature of their work. This led us to incorporate the Police Income Protection Scheme into our credit policy, and this makes it easier for police members to refinance their home loans when they're faced with a challenge, whether it be physical or mental. This also allows our members to get back on track and keeps their finances sorted. No other major bank has this in their credit policy. It's through our differences that we continue to remain relevant to our core and our bond. We continue to better serve our members, and we continue to align ourselves with our members' needs. We listen and are capable of turning our members' needs into reality. In an ever-changing competitive market, it's important that we remain innovative and we're open to creating a unique experience for our members. We listen and respect our members regardless of their demographic, their current life stage, or their lifestyle. In the current banking landscape, we have witnessed new players entering the market and the competition of disruptors. But those digital disruptors are a one-trick pony, and they're offering services on a digital platform. What COVID has taught us, and what taught Police Bank, is that the need for human interaction is essential and is still relevant to our existing members. And we know this because our members have told us, and we're listening. At Police Bank, we continue to improve our face-to-face banking interactions while undergoing a digital transformation. We are using technology to enhance the online experience for our members who choose a digital pathway. What's important is that our members have a choice, and they get to choose in the way that they wish to interact with us. So it's truly listening to our members is what separates us from all the majors. What also sets us apart is our community work. I'm grateful that I'm able to serve an organisation whose purpose is not just something that's spoken about, its purpose is something that everybody in the organisation lives and breathes. Police Bank continues to invest in charitable entities that are uniquely linked with our core membership and our bond. The investment that we make give back to the people that we serve. The list is long when it comes to our community work, and we are partners with many, And just to name a few, we're partners with the Police Association New South Wales. We assist them in their membership for wellbeing and welfare related issues. We partner with the New South Wales sporting organisations to assist team participation and improve police mental health and wellbeing. We have partners with the AFPA for similar things like the association, where we contribute to the wellbeing and the welfare as well. And we've been long sponsors of the Border Force and their Customs Golf Day and their golf carnival. We support New South Wales Police Legacy and the Australian Federal Police. Police Legacy, I don't know if you know what Police Legacy is about, but they support the fallen legatees or the fallen loved ones of those people that have fallen the line of duty. I had the privilege on Saturday night of going to the Blue Ribbon Ball, and we got to hear the story of the journey of the legatee. She's a current serving police officer. She's got 2 children at the time that her partner had passed, and her partner is a serving police officer as well. 2 boys, one aged 7 and the other one aged 5 months at the time that they passed. To know that my organisation partners with a place like Police Legacy and the AFP Police Legacy makes me proud of the organisation that I get to represent and the place that I get to work for. And finally, I just want to also thank Sydney, Rotary, Police Bank is a gold sponsor of the Police Officer of the Year Awards, and your sponsorship of the Police Officer of the Year Awards. It's your type of not-for-profit charitable organisation that embodies everything that the community spirit represents. And the recipients of Police Officer of the Year Award embody excellence and are well deserving of the recognition that they will receive come awards night. From the Metropolitan Field Operations Police Officer of the Year to the Regional New South Wales Operations Police Officer of the Year to the Rotary Community Award on April the 29th, our best will shine. Police Bank is not unlike the recipient of the Rotary Community Award. We too work for the benefit of our community and put service above all. We listen to our members and create credit policies and put services above all else. We listen to our members and create credit policies and services to benefit them, whether it being a unique banking experience all the way through the smartphone apps. We strive to create a positive banking experience for our members. We support our members for the work they do behind the thin blue line from a financial perspective, and we also support our members through our charitable contributions. We're grateful to Rotary Club Sydney for their support that they give to our members, as well as the Police Officer of the Year Awards. So for me, may we all continue working for the benefit of our community and the service men and women of our community as well. Thank you.
I'll just come over here so I can say a few words. So thank you very much for that. We've got opportunity for some questions to put to Nick, and whilst I wait for hands to go up, I shall ask the first one. When we look at all the natural disasters that impact Australia, from bushfires through to the most recent floods, it becomes very difficult for people affected to get banking services to get to the local branches, if indeed the local branch is still open. It's easy to point the finger at majors and say you're closing too many branches, putting out ATMs, and you can use these to do your banking. But where should the balance be, and what is East Bank doing about that?
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that. We've just created a package for anyone that's been impacted by a natural disaster. So it's actually a natural disaster package that we can get out and put out to the members straight away. And it's interest-free money on core membership and those sort of things. Or as we work with the Police Association as well, they identify some people that are really in need, and we can make some contributions to them to get them up and running, whether it's a $1,000 or a $2,000 one-off cash payment, just to help them get back, buy essentials that they need if they haven't got access. In terms of accessing a bank, you can access our bank through every Australia Post across Australia, Australia-wide, so it doesn't matter where you are that you can do that. But it's about giving them the opportunity to be able to get there and go to places. So they can come into the branch. We haven't been impacted, fortunately, by the floods, but for those people that have been, again, they can either go through Zoom, and that's the beauty of COVID is all the technology that we get to benefit from after that. That's probably the best thing that's come out of it. But at least we can transact with our members either through video conference, over the phone, digitally, and that's so important for our transformation project that we're undergoing at the moment, is that you can choose how you want to interact. It's going to make it accessible.
Thank you for that. And you mentioned these transformation programs. Yes. So when we think about the police bank, we think about mutual banks in general, conservative, which some people want from their bank, on a level of conservatism. But what's that going to mean to the whole ethos of a mutual bank of the police bank as you transform? What does that look like?
I think you put a good word out there, was balance. And I was saying before, it shouldn't all be one way for digital. Branches provide service to our existing bond, and our existing bond have been around since the 60s. So we've got people that have been banking with us transactionally in branches for a long time. So I can't see branches going away. I think your experience in the branch might change a little bit in terms of how we interact with our members. But again, it's still making us as accessible as possible. So respecting the members that have been here for a long period of time, but then it's also looking about the new demographic and mobility. So you've got to find that balance between the two. We're always constantly looking at about how we can get more outreach and how we can better service members. And I know that's been a touchy subject for many of our members, but it is on the cards to have a look at what can we do and how do we get better outreach into those programs, and whether that's coming into specific regional towns for bigger member bases, certain pieces of time, but we can get mobile bankers out there or whatever it might be. It could be that. But that's what the digital platform gives us. It enables us to bank a bit easier depending on where we go.
And Lois, just in terms of those members of the sports provider community, what percentage of those are in fact members of the bank? That's what you just kind of have from the lending profile.
Correct. Yeah. So we don't do any commercial lending. Our bank is all direct to investment or to residential owner occupier. We do a lot with the academy. We've actually got a branch in the academy as well. And we also go to all the graduation days for the AFP and the Border Force office as well. Take-up's around between 60 to 80% on some days, given the audience, given on the demographic. And I think the audience has changed a lot over the years. My experience in Victoria, what was coming through the academy at the 18-year-olds, at that particular time, we're sort of seeing people in their 30s and 35. So a lot of those people are a bit more established when it comes to their banking. And making that decision is a lot harder for them to move a lot of stuff across. But I think once they see what we're doing for them, the things I'm able to do here and what we've done at the other previous mutual that I worked at in Victoria, I would never have been able to do at a major. Purely because the way that we look at deals is on that individual and it's not generated by a system. So when you talk about the lending profile, we assess pretty much everything in an old school way with technology, but we assess the loan on its merit. We don't want to be putting people in a position where they're eating 2-minute noodles every night. It's not what we're trying to do, but it's making sure the affordability is there, really working with them to say, can you afford this? And what does their plan look like financially? So it's working really hard with their members to make sure that they're getting into the property market. Sydney property market is very difficult. There's other programs that we're working on. We've got Hope at the moment that we're looking at. And Hope is an equity share from a not-for-profit. It's a brilliant program that's going to help police officers and first responders get closer to where they work, which is an amazing program of work. But having the opportunity to work, to get closer to the place you work is really important, especially for the police. A lot of our members had to move out abroad or have to go out to regional New South Wales to be able to do their work. And now coming back into Metro, it's very difficult for them because they're almost priced out of some of the markets that they work in. So this will help our members get a lot closer to where they work.
Being mutual bank, how you find the competition of banking financial services competing against the major banks, saying the next market is maintaining the members, maintaining financial services to the members, and the competition with major banks that provide similar. How you find the competition the next 5 years?
Yeah, I think the landscape's going to get as open banking comes into the market and all those sort of things that people go on board with there. The competition's always been there, and I think the thing that's going to separate us from the rest of it is going to be making sure that we stay true to our bond, we stay true to the members and our customer service. You know, for us being small, be a smaller player, unlike the top four, we're very nimble. So if we were to create something, go to market, change something, we could do that quite quickly. So as the market changes and we progress through, you'll see more innovative products and services that will come out through there. And through our digital transformation process, it's funny that but through the digital transformation process, I think that will be the key difference for the competition. It's your experience of when you come into the bank. So loans is one thing, price is another, but then there's also about what is your experience when you buy. And if we can make that experience unique and special when everybody comes through, you start to forget about a little bit about the price. You're happy to pay a little bit more, but not too much more, but enough to say, okay, I'm getting the best service. Every time I call up, I get the best transactions. I can transact digitally. When I come to the branch, I can speak to a person. I get the time. They sit down with me. They listen, and that's the biggest difference that we can make in this competitive market. I think that our service coupled with digital transformation is going to be a big one for us.
And then
Last question.
Yeah, last question. Yeah, last question.
The police banks and
Police bank.
So if they're
Big thing,
much more useful than that. So the dinosaurs.
Oh, for the dinosaur. What's have you got a smartphone on your desk? So I've seen you playing with a smartphone, but effectively it's just going to get better. Your experience over your phone, it depends on how you transact. Your service will continue to be the same. So you'll still see the same people in the branch, you'll still receive the same welcome when you walk through, but all the other systems that support those people are going to improve dramatically. So it's about taking workload off the frontline staff. So that means they're going to call our members and make more contact. Our marketing changes, our website changes on how you interact with that particular platform. It makes it easier for you to use your online banking because very dinosaur style website, very dinosaur style programs where now they're evolving into something that's going to be a lot easier and seamless to use. So,
Okay, thanks very much. Thank you everybody for your questions. May I ask John Given to come up now and give the vote of thanks?
Good afternoon, everybody. Good back as usual. Good to see a lot of faces here for the first time. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks to Nicholas. I was asked to come up and give a vote of thanks and push the police awards. Well, Nick's already done it all, so half my job's finished. Nice and easy. Somebody's got to read the script before we come on here. But Nick did mention it was at the Blue Ribbon Ball on Saturday night, and luckily enough, I was there as well. I go out every year. I think last week was the 20th they've held it. I've been to 15, I think. And Police Bank has been, I think, in every one of them. They are a great supporter of Police Legacy, as this club is. Our Police Awards is about raising funds for them. And Police Bank, as Nick mentioned, is also one of our sponsors. And they've been a sponsor of us for every year that we've run these Police Awards as well. They were one of the first. They weren't called Police Bank back then, but they have got a better name now. Just one thing from Saturday night, Police Legacy, we have a great relationship with them. And Gary Merriweather is their sitting chairperson. And he's a serving police officer. Now we think of chairpersons as people who sit back and just guide things and control. But Gary is an active serving police officer. And many here have been introduced to him, or they've met him at the Police Awards, or they've met him here at some of our functions. Now, one of the things that came out on Saturday night was Gary was presented with the Commissioner's Bravery Award. And it turns out just a couple of weeks ago, he was driving over the Harbour Bridge and a person doused themselves in petrol in the middle of the bridge and was ready to set light to themselves. Gary pulled his car in front of the person to stop any traffic hitting them, and then managed to pull the person down and save the person's life, basically, before he could set fire himself, and also potentially other people who were in cars passing by. So there's police legacy. They're not just there providing for the legatees, of which there is, I think, 1,200. They said there's 1,200 legatees in New South Wales, but they are, a lot of them, acting officers and still out there protecting us and putting, as they say, service above self, copying what we as an organisation do. So I'm looking forward to maybe Gary getting nominated for next year's awards. But what the reason I'm here, first of all, is Nicholas Tseros, to thank him for coming along this afternoon. It is difficult. Our numbers are building now that we can meet face to face. And if you come back in a year's time, this room will most probably be full, right? And so if somebody could make a note to invite Nicholas back next year, if he's still in that position, I might even be CEO, but please thank her then. So in the old way of Rotary, I'm going to ask everybody, because one of the things we do for our speakers is we donate $100 to the Rotary Foundation on their quest to eradicate polio. And so in your name, we will make that donation. And as Rotarians, both in the room and on Zoom, I please ask in the normal Rotary fashion to thank Nicholas for his time this afternoon.